Intraday trading looks fast from the outside. Candles moving quickly, orders firing, price reacting in seconds. It creates the illusion that success belongs to the quickest thinker, the fastest clicker, the trader who reacts first. That illusion destroys more intraday traders than bad strategies ever will, because speed is not the edge, and control is. The mind of an intraday trader is not frantic. It's restrained. It's selective. It's quiet enough to let opportunity come to it instead of chasing every movement that looks important. Most people come into intraday trading with the wrong mental posture. They think, if I'm trading shorter time frames, I need to be more active. So they sit closer to the screen. They monitor every tick. They convince themselves that constant engagement equals skill. What actually happens is the opposite. The more they engage, the worse their decisions become. If you've ever felt mentally exhausted halfway through the trading day, even when nothing terrible happened, like the video, because that fatigue usually comes from overstimulation, not effort. Intraday trading doesn't reward attention, it punishes excess attention. One of the first mental shifts intraday traders have to make is understanding that most movement is irrelevant. Just because you see price moving doesn't mean it's offering opportunity. Speed without context is just noise. Most struggling intraday traders are reacting to motion. Profitable intraday traders are waiting for alignment. That difference sounds small, but it's not. You can watch price move for hours and never see a valid opportunity. That's not wasted time. That's discipline being tested. A lot of traders struggle here because they equate inactivity with incompetence. If they're not trading, they feel like they're missing something. That insecurity drives bad entries. The intraday trader's mind has to be comfortable doing nothing while things are happening. That's not intuitive. In most areas of life, movement means action is required. In markets, movement often means patience is required. That reversal is where most people fail. Another defining trait of an intraday trader's mindset is time awareness. Intraday traders don't think primarily in price, they think in time. What time of day is it? How long has this pair been consolidating? How much time is left in the session? How long has volatility been expanding or contracting? Time governs behavior more than price does. Most traders stare at charts looking for patterns. Intraday traders are reading rhythm. They're aware of when the market is active and when it's just filling space. If you've ever noticed that your best trades tend to happen around the same windows every day, then this video is perfect for you. That's your mind already recognizing rhythm even if you haven't named it yet. The intraday trader's mind is also highly protective of energy. This surprises people that from the outside, intraday trading looks demanding. In reality, profitable intraday traders are extremely conservative with mental effort. They don't want to be alert all day. They want to be alert at the right moments. That's why they define sessions. That's why they stop trading after certain hours. That's why they walk away when conditions aren't right. They know something most traders learn too late. Mental fatigue doesn't announce itself loudly. It shows up as subtle impatience, slight rule bending, marginal trades, emotional justification. By the time you feel tired, the damage is already happening. The intraday trader's mind is built around preventing that state, not powering through it. You'll notice this in how they prepare. Preparation isn't about predicting every possible scenario. It's about eliminating unnecessary decisions. What market am I trading? What session matters? What conditions qualify my setup? What conditions disqualify my setup? Once those answers exist, the day becomes simpler. Most losing intraday traders wake up and start searching. Profitable ones wake up already knowing what they're waiting for. That removes urgency. Urgency is poison in intraday trading. Urgency convinces you to enter early. Urgency convinces you to chase. Urgency convinces you that this move is different. Speed amplifies urgency. Quiet thinking neutralizes it. Another important aspect of the intraday trader's mind is emotional neutrality toward outcomes. This doesn't mean they don't care, it means they don't react. Intraday traders understand that their edge plays out across many repetitions, not individual trades. So, no single trade carries emotional weight. That emotional distance is what allows precise execution. If you feel emotionally attached to intraday trades, it's not because you're passionate, it's because your risk, expectations, or frequency are misaligned. Intraday trading magnifies emotional mistakes quickly. That's why mindset matters more here than on higher time frames. Another common misunderstanding is that intraday traders are aggressive. They're not. They're defensive. They defend their capital. They defend their clarity. They defend their patience. They defend the right to walk away without trading. Aggression shows up in execution, not in frequency. Most traders invert this. They trade aggressively and execute poorly. The intraday trader's mind does the opposite. Think about how you feel when you miss a move. If missing a move triggers frustration, it means you believe opportunity is scarce. Intraday traders don't believe that. They know tomorrow exists. They know opportunity resets daily. That belief removes desperation. Desperation is what makes intraday trading feel chaotic. If this is connecting with how you've experienced fast markets, subscribe, because this channel focuses on internal control, not surface-level tactics. Intraday trading doesn't reward reflexes, it rewards restraint under speed. And that's the paradox most people never resolve. They try to move faster in an environment that demands stillness. If speed were the edge, everyone staring at a chart would be profitable. They're not. The edge lives in how you think when everything is moving. People assume intraday traders live under constant stress because decisions happen quickly. In reality, the pressure comes from poor structure, not speed. When structure is weak, every tick feels important. When structure is strong, most ticks are ignored. The intraday trader's mind is built to filter, not react. Most traders experience pressure because they haven't decided in advance what they will not trade. Everything looks possible, so everything feels urgent. That urgency creates tension, and tension shortens patience. Intraday traders remove pressure by narrowing their world. One market, one session, one type of behavior they care about. Everything else is noise. Missed trades don't bother them the way they bother most traders. That's not emotional toughness. That's statistical understanding. They know intraday trading offers recurring opportunities. Missing one setup doesn't threaten their edge. Taking a bad one does. Most struggling intraday traders feel pain when price moves without them. They interpret it as failure. That pain pushes them to chase. Intraday traders see it differently. They see missed trades as confirmation that patience exists, as proof that the market doesn't revolve around their need to be involved. That mindset prevents impulsive entries. People assume intraday traders must decide instantly. The truth is, they decide before the moment arrives. Their rules are already defined. Their levels are already marked. Their invalidation is already known. When the moment comes, execution is fast because thinking already happened. Most traders try to think at the moment of entry. That's why they freeze, hesitate, or rush. Intraday traders move preparation earlier and execution later. That shift changes everything. If you've ever hesitated on an entry and then chased it late, like the video, because that hesitation usually means you were still deciding when you should have been executing. Once a trade is on, intraday traders don't micromanage every tick. They accept fluctuation. They let the trade breathe within predefined limits. Most traders stare at the chart trying to control the outcome through attention. That attention amplifies emotion and leads to premature exits or stop adjustments. Intraday traders know attention doesn't improve outcomes once the trade is placed. That's why they often step back physically after entry. They understand something subtle. Watching doesn't equal managing. In most cases, it leads to an increase in losses. Losses are expected, planned for, normalized. They don't spiral after a loss because their day doesn't depend on one trade. Their rules already include losing scenarios. Most traders feel emotionally disrupted by losses because they didn't emotionally accept them beforehand. Intraday traders accept loss as part of execution, not as feedback about ability. That acceptance creates emotional stability in fast environments. Intraday traders don't need every trade to work. They need their behavior to be repeatable. They measure success by execution quality, not outcome quality. That keeps ego out of the process. If your emotions spike based on whether a trade wins or loses, intraday trading will amplify that instability. This style demands emotional neutrality more than any other. Another mental habit intraday traders develop is session awareness. They know when liquidity is present and when it's drying up. They don't force trades during dead periods just to stay active. Most traders feel pressure to make the day count. Intraday traders don't. They know some days are meant to be skipped. Skipping is part of the edge. That mindset protects capital and clarity. Share this video if you know someone who thinks intraday trading is about non-stop action, because most people lose money trying to stay busy instead of staying selective. One more internal shift happens around self-trust. Intraday traders trust their preparation enough to walk away. They don't hover. They don't babysit charts. They don't override rules mid-session. That trust comes from repetition, not confidence. When you've followed your plan hundreds of times, you don't feel the need to interfere. Interference is usually insecurity in disguise. The intraday trader's mind is built to remove insecurity before the day begins. That's why speed isn't the edge. If this is starting to reshape how you think about fast markets, subscribe, because this channel focuses on how traders actually operate under pressure, not how they imagine they should. Intraday trading doesn't reward fast hands. It rewards a calm mind inside a fast environment. That's the difference. They assume intraday trading is exciting because price moves quickly. In reality, most of the day is uneventful. The challenge isn't handling action, it's handling the absence of it. The intraday trader's mind has to be comfortable watching movement without participating. That's hard. Most traders associate boredom with wasted time. When nothing is happening, they feel useless. That discomfort pushes them to manufacture trades just to feel involved. Intraday traders don't fight boredom, they respect it. Boredom tells them something important. It means conditions aren't aligned yet. If you've ever taken a trade simply because you were tired of waiting, like the video, because boredom is one of the most expensive emotions in intraday trading. Most intraday mistakes don't come from fear, they come from restlessness. You'll see this pattern everywhere. A trader starts the session focused. An hour passes, nothing clean sets up, the mind starts drifting. Suddenly, a marginal setup looks good enough. That's boredom turning into rationalization. The intraday trader's mind is trained to recognize that moment and disengage. They step away, they reduce exposure, they stop scanning, they don't negotiate with restlessness. For most people, productivity means doing something. For intraday traders, productivity often means not doing something, not entering early, not chasing, not forcing a setup. Those decisions don't feel productive in the moment, but they compound. Intraday traders take pride in avoiding mistakes. Most traders only measure success by trades taken. Intraday traders also measure success by trades skipped. That reframing changes behavior dramatically. You'll notice profitable intraday traders rarely talk about how many trades they took. They talk about how few they needed. That's not luck. That's selectivity. The intraday trader's mind is also very aware of emotional drift. Emotional drift is subtle. It's not panic. It's not excitement. It's a slow erosion of discipline over time. A slightly wider stop. A slightly earlier entry. A slightly later exit. Nothing feels dramatic, but the edge disappears quietly. Intraday traders monitor themselves more than the market. They notice when patience shortens. They notice when focus fades. They notice when impulse creeps in. When that happens, they don't push harder. They stop. They know exactly how much damage a bad decision can do in a short time frame. Because of that, they don't flirt with boundaries. Daily loss limits aren't suggestions. Max trades aren't flexible. Session cutoffs aren't negotiable. These limits exist because intraday trading accelerates consequences. Most traders break rules because they believe they'll catch themselves before things get bad. Intraday traders don't rely on that belief. They assume they won't. That assumption keeps them safe. Wins don't excite them the way people expect. A winning trade isn't validation. It's confirmation that execution was correct. They don't chase the feeling. They don't size up because of it. They don't loosen rules. They understand that emotional spikes after wins are just as dangerous as frustration after losses. That emotional flatness is not boredom, it's professionalism. If you find yourself feeling invincible after a win, intraday trading will punish that quickly. The intraday trader's mind is trained to reset emotionally after every trade. Another difference is how intraday traders view flexibility. Most traders think flexibility is a strength. In intraday trading, too much flexibility becomes chaos. Intraday traders are rigid where it matters and flexible where it doesn't. Rigid on risk, rigid on rules, rigid on timing, flexible on outcome. That balance keeps them stable in fast markets. Share this video if you know someone who thinks intraday trading is about adrenaline and constant action, because most losses come from treating speed like an invitation instead of a warning. Intraday traders don't try to dominate the market. They try to cooperate with it. They wait for it to show its hand. They participate briefly. They step away. That rhythm keeps them sane. Speed isn't the edge, self-regulation is. And without it, intraday trading becomes overwhelming fast. If this perspective matches what you felt but couldn't articulate, subscribe, because this channel breaks down the mental mechanics behind trading styles instead of selling shortcuts. The market moves fast. Your mind doesn't have to. That's the intraday trader's advantage. One of the most important shifts an intraday trader makes is how they relate to themselves during the day. Intraday trading doesn't just expose your strategy, it exposes your patterns. Impatience, overconfidence, doubt, the need to be right, the need to be involved. All of that shows up faster intraday than anywhere else. That's why the intraday trader's mind isn't built around prediction. It's built around self-regulation. Most traders spend the day watching the market. Intraday traders spend just as much time watching themselves. They notice when their breathing changes. They notice when their posture tightens. They notice when their thoughts speed up. Those signals matter more than the chart. They don't try to fix mistakes inside the same session. That's critical. Most traders make a mistake and immediately want to correct it. That urgency almost always leads to another mistake. Intraday traders don't do that. They accept the damage, stop trading if necessary, and review later. They understand something most people ignore. You don't recover clarity by staying in the environment that compromised it. That ability to step away midday is one of the strongest intraday skills you can develop. Another perspective worth highlighting is how intraday traders view opportunity. They don't believe opportunity is something to capture. They believe it's something to allow. They wait for price to come to them. They wait for volatility to expand. They wait for conditions to align. They don't hunt trades. They let trades appear. That waiting requires confidence and repetition. Intraday traders trust that tomorrow exists, that the next session will offer something again, that missing today doesn't harm long-term results. Most struggling intraday traders act like today is all that exists. That mindset creates pressure and forces action. Intraday traders remove that pressure by zooming out mentally, even while trading short-term. That paradox is what keeps them stable. They don't let trading bleed into the rest of the day. Once their session ends, trading ends. They don't replay charts. They don't mentally simulate alternate outcomes. They don't carry trades into unrelated moments. That boundary protects their energy. If trading follows you all day, it's a sign you're overinvested emotionally in each outcome. Intraday traders are invested in process, not moments. Success is not a big day. Success is not catching the move. Success is not feeling excited. Success is finishing the session intact. Rules followed, risk respected, clarity preserved. Anything beyond that is extra. That definition removes ego from the equation. Most traders define success in ways that inflate emotion. Intraday traders define it in ways that reduce it. That's why they last. Intraday traders don't feel the need to prove anything to the market. They're not trying to show how skilled they are. They're not trying to dominate price. They're simply executing a role inside a structure. That humility keeps them adaptable. Markets change. Volatility shifts. Conditions evolve. Intraday traders don't resist that. They adjust quietly. Ego resists. Process adapts. That difference determines survival. If you've been drawn to intraday trading because you like action, speed, or intensity, pause on that. Those traits attract attention, but they don't build consistency. Intraday trading rewards restraint inside chaos. If this perspective helped you see intraday trading differently, subscribe, because this channel focuses on how to operate calmly in environments designed to overwhelm you. Speed isn't the edge because speed doesn't create clarity. Clarity comes from preparation, boundaries, and self-awareness. Intraday traders aren't fast because they think quickly. They're fast because they've already decided. That's the mind of an intraday trader. And once you build it, the market can move as fast as it wants. You won't need to. At some point, every intraday trader realizes something uncomfortable. The market isn't the hard part anymore. They are. By the time someone reaches consistency intraday, strategy has mostly faded into the background. Entries are familiar. Risk is defined. Sessions are routine. What remains is the ongoing task of managing yourself inside a fast, demanding environment. That's the real work. The mind of an intraday trader is not built once. It's maintained. Every day you're choosing between reacting and responding, between forcing and waiting, between proving something and protecting something. That choice doesn't disappear with experience. It becomes quieter, but it never goes away. Most traders assume that once they figure it out, intraday trading will feel easy. What actually happens is that it feels simpler, but never careless. Simple doesn't mean effortless, it means clear. Intraday traders wake up knowing what they're there to do and what they're there to ignore. That clarity removes confusion, not responsibility. Intraday trading doesn't forgive emotional dishonesty. You can't hide a bad mood. You can't mask fatigue. You can't pretend confidence you don't have. Fast markets expose whatever state you're in. That's why intraday traders develop a strong sense of self-awareness outside trading. Sleep, health, stress, routine. All of it matters more when decisions happen quickly. Most traders try to fix intraday problems with better entries. Intraday traders fix them with better lives. That's not motivational talk, it's practical. If you're exhausted, distracted, or emotionally overloaded, intraday trading will magnify it. No amount of technical skill compensates for a compromised mind. That's why many profitable intraday traders are bored with how they live. Same routines, same preparation, same boundaries. Boring creates stability. Stability creates clarity. Clarity creates consistency. Another perspective worth acknowledging is how intraday traders relate to confidence. They don't rely on it. Confidence comes and goes. Some days you feel sharp, some days you don't. Intraday traders don't let confidence dictate behavior. They let rules do that. If confidence is high, rules stay the same. If confidence is low, rules stay the same. That consistency prevents emotional drift. Most traders make the mistake of adjusting behavior based on feeling. Intraday traders adjust exposure based on structure, not mood. That distinction keeps them intact over time. Stopping is a skill. Stopping after losses, stopping after wins, stopping when clarity fades. Most traders see stopping as failure. Intraday traders see it as professionalism. They know that one more trade taken in the wrong state can undo hours of good behavior. So they stop early without guilt. That's not a weakness, that's discipline expressed quietly. If you've struggled with knowing when to walk away intraday, share this video. Because most people lose money by overstaying, not by starting poorly. Intraday trading doesn't reward people who want to feel something. It rewards people who want to execute something. If you're trading for excitement, validation, or stimulation, fast markets will drain you. If you're trading to repeat a process cleanly, intraday trading becomes manageable. That's why speed isn't the edge. The edge is having a mind that stays calm while everything else moves. A mind that doesn't chase. A mind that doesn't panic. A mind that doesn't need to prove anything. That's the intraday trader's advantage. If this series helped you understand why intraday trading feels harder than it should, subscribe. Because this channel focuses on building the internal framework required to operate in demanding environments. And if you know someone who thinks intraday trading is about reflexes and adrenaline, share this because the truth is quieter than that. Intraday trading isn't fast because the trader is. It's fast because the market is. Your job is not to match its speed. Your job is to stay composed inside it. That's the mind of an intraday trader.